In light of some things that happened this week where I was very hurt and very angry, I think now would be the great time to start my mini series on empathy. In a previous video, I talked about how since leaving the Mormon church, I've landed on 3 core values, and they are gratitude, empathy, and boundaries. I've already done a mini series on gratitude, so I'm going to start this about empathy. As I talk about empathy, I hope that people don't think that I'm just laying down, because I believe that boundaries are just as important. I don't believe that empathy can supersede boundaries, or as they say in the Mormon church, mercy cannot rob justice. As I start this series on empathy, I think it's important to define what empathy is. And I think the best definition comes from Brené Brown. I'll now show you a little clip on what I learned about empathy. It was a video I used when teaching my elementary school students for years, but I've also shared it with friends and family, and now I'm sharing it with you. Just kidding. I learned that by sharing the video, I was breaking copyright. So the things you learn on TikTok. But to summarize, in Brené Brown's video, which I hope I can share the link to in the comments, but Brené Brown talks about empathy being very different from sympathy. And empathy involves taking perspective and not judging people and really trying to feel with someone. Whereas sympathy is essentially just starting with at least. I think we've all done it. When someone's going through a really hard time and we don't know what to say, we could say, well, at least you still have your health, or something like that. It's very invalidating and it doesn't help. So empathy, I believe, has to start with validation. You have to say, yes, I understand this must be really hard for you. That's what empathy is. One of the reasons I love the arts is because it really allows us to take the perspective of other people that maybe aren't like us. I love reading literature. I love reading biographies or books on social sciences where I'm exposed to a different character, somebody who's not like myself, and I can learn from their struggles and their experience. I can also go somewhere deep inside myself and say, you know what? I can't relate exactly to what that experience is like because I haven't gone through it. But I can go inside myself and find something where I felt similar pain or similar struggles. And wow, that must be really hard for someone. Empathy has to start with validation. You have to let people know that their feelings are valid. When I look at my 16-year-old and they're going through a struggle, it doesn't help me at all to say, well, you know what? It gets better. That just completely dismisses their feelings. And so as a mom, it's my job to validate and say, wow, those feelings are real. And I remember what it was like to be 16. You couldn't pay me enough to be 16 again. Validation is key for helping someone feel heard and that they're not crazy, you know? Because I feel anger or because I feel frustration or because I feel sad, it doesn't make me a crazy person. It makes me human. So in this series on empathy, let's just say empathy is perspective taking, not judging, communicating that we understand what another person's feeling like and feeling with them. Empathy is the way that I show love to other people. Empathy, as Brené Brown says, drives connection. And that's what I really want to do in my life. I want to connect with others, and I can start with empathy.